Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all well. Today's video is my September TBR. Sorry it's a little bit late, but it's here finally. So without further ado, let's get through all the books because it's going to be a very busy month. And I don't know how I'm going to do this, but here goes. So I will not be doing my Go Fish TBR game for September. As you probably have seen, I am participating in Bookoplathon, and that obviously is a TBR game, and I didn't want to do mine and then try and fit those books into Bookoplathon because, yeah, I just didn't want to make it too hard for me. And as well, I have a lot of set books for September, so I wanted to try and fit them into Bookoplathon rather than trying to fit it in two TBR games. So like I said, I'm participating in Bookoplathon. I've already done a video with that TBR, so I will show you the books, but I won't go through what prompts fit what and all of that. I will tag the video down below of me playing the game and the TBR, so if you haven't watched it, it will be down in the description box. And yeah, I'm only participating in Bookoplathon, but well, let's just say I did 8 rolls and it ended up being 10. So I have 10 books of that plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. I have a busy month. And guess what, guys? It's my daughter's birthday in September. So I will be having probably a week where I'm sorting all out, doing parties, whatever. My daughter starts year 1, so obviously it's back to school sort of scenario, and I'm expecting her to be absolutely knackered coming home from school, and probably because she's so tired her behaviour will be a bit ugh, so I'm probably going to have to deal with that. On top of that, my volunteer job that I have told you about, I'll tag that video down before with the announcement thing, but my volunteer role actually finally starts. I got matched to someone in August, but I didn't want to start it purely because I was back and forth with holidays, back and forth with Alice being with me and Alice not being with me. I didn't want to start it and say, right, I can't do this week, but I can do the following week. I just wanted it to be set where I can continually do it. So yeah, I'm starting it, and obviously it doesn't take much of my time away, but obviously it depends like how many days I do with this person. It also depends on whether we decide to do some reading together or something, that I might have to prioritise that and all that. So it's a busy month. It's a busy month and I have a ton of books to read. So let's get straight into the books and go from there. So first up, I'm going through all of the books that I have to read for tours. I can't be bothered to go through which books to which tours, but I know which is which. I'm going to start with the Kindle books first, just because then it's easier to put all the graphics in. So first up is Her Wolves, which I've already read, and I can tell you, it is amazing. It's a supernatural romance, but it's reverse harem romance, and I'm a sucker for them. I'm a sucker for supernatural romances, and I'm a sucker for like the ones where it's not just like one person, it's like 2 or 3 or more, and it's to do with wolves, and I love it, and I love it so much that I've downloaded the second book already, and I'm going to be reading that very soon. And also I'm tempted to download the third book because that's on Kindle Unlimited as well, because the cliffhanger Her Wolves left it on. I need to know what happens. So we've already read that. I can tell you it's 5 stars. Then we've got Small Forgotten Moments, which is a thriller. Very excited for that. The cover just really screams creepiness to me. I'm excited for this one. Then we've got The Perfume Thief, which is a historical fiction. It has queer representation. I don't know what I'm going to feel about this book. Like, I don't know whether I will enjoy it or not. It sounds really good, but obviously I can be hit and miss with historical fiction. Sometimes they're for me, sometimes they aren't. But the synopsis does sound really good, so I'm hoping I will enjoy it. If I don't enjoy it, like, it's not going to be a bad review because I won't hate it, because I don't very rarely hate any books. But yeah, that one is like, it is out of my comfort, but it does sound extremely good, so we'll see. Then we have The Seamstress of Warsaw, and I'm really excited for that. So originally I wasn't going to do this book because there was no spaces, but then spaces came, and I was just like, oh, do you know what? I like it. It basically is the World War. I don't know whether it's World War One or World War Two, but it's based in that, and I do like my war books. I feel like they're very fascinating and emotional. I think this is going to be a very emotional book, but I'm excited for it. Then I have Instincts, which again is another thriller. I don't know too much about this because it was a full-up tour and then some people dropped out, so I was like, oh, I'll do it. So I don't know much about it, I just know it's a thriller, but I'm excited for it. Then we have Clara, which again, I can't remember what this book is about. I think it is supernatural. Don't know, I can't remember, but once I've read it, I will then be able to tell you when I do my wrap-up what it was about. Then I have Shakespeare's Clock, which again is a historical fiction, but it sounded really good, and I do want to try and get out of my comfort zone because, you know, it might be a fantastic book and I'll be like, ooh, I really like this. And then we've got The Meeting Point, which is a romance, and I'm very excited for it because I honestly think I'm going to fly through that quick and easy. So that's the tour books on my Kindles. These are the tour books that I've got that are paperbacks or whatever. So first up is Work in Progress by Dan Brotzel, Martin Jenkins and Alex Wolff. I'm currently reading this. I am on page 293. So this is all written in emails and it's like parts rather than chapters. It is hilarious. Like, I do not know where my rating is going to be at. I think it's going to be between a 4, maybe 4.5. I don't think a full-on 5-star, but it's just so funny and so bizarre, and you can't help loving and hating the characters at the same time. It's just brilliant. Like, I'm thoroughly enjoying this. And on top of that, Dan Brotzel, actually, his like publishers reached out and said, look, we know you're on tour, we really appreciate you, we were wondering whether you wanted to read him solo book, which is The Wolf in the Woods. It's like a very short book, and I was like, yes, I would love to. So I'm going to see if I can squeeze that in this month. If not, I will probably read it in October because it's got the spooky vibes. But I am loving this. Like, I haven't finished it yet. I'm going to finish it later on today. But it is fantastic. It is so funny. It's so bizarre. I love the fact that it's in emails. Like, it's all in emails. Like, all the correspondence is in emails. And I just think it's fascinating. And you breeze through this book so quickly because it's emails. And then we've got Vows of Gold and Laughter by Edith Paulicki. This is a fantasy. I think it's YA fantasy. It's to do with immortals. It's also to do with gods. It sounds brilliant, and yeah, I'm very looking forward to this. I just love the cover. Like, this is an awesome cover. Next, we have Tinker Tailor Schoolmum Spy by Faye Bran. This just sounds hilarious. It's obviously about Vicky Turnbull, who is a schoolmum, but she also was a spy, and she misses that life, so she decides to go undercover when MI5 comes calling, something to do with school. Yeah, it just sounds brilliant, and I just think this is going to be a really quick, funny read. And next, I'm doing all 3 because I have to read all 3. So the tour was actually for Cookie and the Most Mysterious Mystery in the World by Connie Hugh. So that was for tour, but obviously this is the 3rd book in the series, so we got the first 2 books to read as well. So we've got Cookie and the Most Annoying Girl in the World, which I actually... No, that one. That's the first one. Cookie and the Most Annoying Boy in the World, which I've got on audio as well, so I'm going to read and listen to it. Then it's Cookie and the Most Annoying Girl in the World, and then that. They're both middle grade books. I think they're going to be very easy reads. Like, there's not much writing in it either, so I think I will be able to do this, but I do need to get my head in gear and start reading it because I have to review all of these on the same day. But I'm excited for it, and I think Connie's a fantastic person, so I think her book's going to be brilliant too. Next up is The Feral Princess Book 1, which is Defiant by Anne Denton. This is a supernatural wolf story, which again is like a dark romance. And also, while I'm there, I also will be reading book 2 as well, which is on the tour, which is Defiled, which again is by the thing. It's a supernatural wolf romance. It's dark romance, so it's not like a fun time. Like, there are some triggers in it, but it does have a happy ever after, I think. Next up, we have Wilson Indeed, which is the Wi-Fi Dreams book 1. This is like a dystopian book with, like, I think it's dystopian / fantasy side of things. I can't remember what this is about, but when I read the synopsis of it, it sounded brilliant, and I'm reading this for this month and then book 2 for October. But yeah, I think this is going to be very good. It might be a little bit confusing at the start, but I think once I get into the book, I'll enjoy it. Then we have probably my most exciting book that I think is going to have some very, very, very high. Well, if this disappoints me, I'll be devastated, but I don't think it will. So it's Five Minds by Guy Morpus. So it is an arc, and basically, I'll read what it's about because it's very interesting. So, how do you catch a killer when you share their body? The Earth's population has finally been controlled. At 17, you must choose how you live and when you will die. As a worker, an android, a hedonist, or as a commune, the rarest choice. 5 minds sharing one body, each living only 4 hours a day, but with a combined existence of over a century. Alex, Kate, Sierra, Ben, and Mike are a commune, placed together because of their contrasting and supposedly complementary personalities. They have spent 25 difficult years together. They travel to a death park where virtual games are played in which time can be gambled and won to increase lifespans. The plan is to win time to upgrade their next host body, but then Kate accepts a dangerous offer and one of them disappears. As the remaining members realise that one of the commune is trying to murder the others, the games become about mere survival, but they are running out of time to figure out which of them is a killer. A stunning murder mystery wrapped in gender-bending speculative fiction, The Seven Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle meets Westworld, perfect for readers of Stuart Turton, Lauren Bukes, Claire North, and Alex Pavesi. And with my arc, I got given like the Death Park thing, and there was like a QR code there, and you fill out the little questionnaire, and it tells you which person you are. So I am a worker, and yeah, it just sounds amazing. Yeah, I'm really excited for this. I see this as really big ratings. I just hope it's not disappointment. But it says here, so a worker is body retained, training provided, expiration natural. Android is body recycled, upload to synthetic body, expiration 80 years. Hedonist is body retained, unlimited resources, expiration 42 years. And commune is bodies recycled, 5 minds in host body, expiration 142 years. So obviously the commune is what these people are, and like they should like die within 142 years. It's basically living longer than they want, but I really see big predictions for this. I hope it is as good as it sounds. I'm really excited for that one, I'm not going to lie. Then we have In the Woods by M.K. Hill. This is a thriller. I cannot remember what this is about. No, I can't remember what this is about, but I know it's a thriller, and when I read the synopsis, it sounded really good, so I'm very excited for this. And I do love a thriller hardback. Sometimes a thriller hardback just feels good. And lastly, for tools, is Tarot by Blue Spruell. It's also illustrated by Maya Outlaw, so I'm not sure whether there's actually like pictures in here. It doesn't look it, I think. Oh yeah, there is. Oh wow. There's like pictures in there. So this is there we are. Legendary Boy Hero of Japan. So it reimagines traditional Japanese folklore in a historical fantasy adventure filled with samurai swords, martial arts, and mythical creatures from old Japan. It sounds really good, and I do love Japanese culture at the minute. So it also has a glossary, which I love. So I can go backwards and forwards if I need to. But yeah, very excited for this too. So that's all the books for my tours, and the rest of the books are books for book clubs and things like that, and then I will show you Bookoplathon's TBR. So I do not have 3 of the books. I put one of them I've requested at the library, and 2 of them, one of them I actually might have to buy, but I'm not sure whether to do it on Kindle or not. And then the other one, again, I don't know whether to buy or see if I can get it from the library. But at the moment I haven't got them, but I'll talk about them in a minute. But first up is Island of Mercy by Rose Tremaine. This is for Tandem Collective's read along. I don't actually know what this is about. Like I can't remember putting down for this, so let's just read it. In the city of Bath in the year 1865, an extraordinary woman, renowned for her restorative skills, is convinced that some other destiny will one day show itself to her. But when Jane finds herself torn between a dangerous affair with a female lover and the promise of a conventional marriage to an apparently respectable doctor, her desires begin to lead her towards a future she had never imagined. So I think it's a historical romance. Not 100% sure, but we're reading that for read along. It starts on the 6th of September, so it will start on Monday for me. And yeah, I don't know what else to really talk about this because I don't really know what it's about, but I like the cover. It's a beautiful cover. So yeah, we're reading that for Tandem Collectors Read Along, which will be exciting. And then the next two books are for my book club and my read along I'm doing. So book club, we are reading One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston, who is the author of Red, White and Royal Blue, which I absolutely love. So I ended up not actually doing a poll for everyone to vote for a book, purely because I went away beginning of August. I went away again like 2 other times. I just didn't have the chance to do this. And then when I was going to do it, I felt really poorly and I was like, guys, I cannot be bothered to think of all the things. And to be honest, loads of people were saying they wanted to read this, like they wanted me to put this as one of the picks to vote. And like it was about like 5 people saying, I said, look guys, do you know what, why don't we just read it? A lot of you want to read it anyway, so let's just have this as the poll pick and then go back to voting later. So we're reading this. I'm very excited because I love Red, White and Royal Blue. I love Casey's writing, so I think I'm going to really enjoy this. I think we all know what this is about, so I'm not going to explain what it's about because I think everyone's been reading it or read it. And then continuing with Master Long and Throne of Glass series, we're reading book 5, which is Empire of Storms. And I am very excited for this. I kind of think I know what happens in this book, purely by some spoilers I saw before I ever got Throne of Glass. I think I know some bits that happen in here, but I love, which I didn't notice until I read Queen of Shadows, but I love you have like assassin here and then you have the queen here, and I love that it all has like there's a reason behind it, because like in Queen of Shadows there was like a dragon dress and it was mentioned in the book of what it was, so I know now that these like 2 things here have a part in the book. But yeah, magic's back, so I know this is going to be very full of fantasy, magic, killing people. I'm really excited to read this. And then the books that I'm waiting for, hopefully I can get from the library or something, because I am skint and it's my daughter's birthday and I have humongous bills that I have not paid and I need to pay. So I don't really want to buy any more books. I would rather get it from the library. But first up is She Who Became the Sun, which is Sid Bookworms' Patreon pick, like book club pick. And then we also buddy reading The Lost Apothecary, which I can't get from the library, so I might have to get on my Kindle. And then also possibly Freshwater, which is Faze and Gaze book club pick. I haven't done the last 2 months of Faze and Gaze. And firstly, one book I just didn't want to read, and the second book I couldn't get anywhere. And then when it finally came back in stock, there was no way I was going to be able to read that in time. So I'm hoping to try and get Freshwater. It all depends, because I do have a lot of books to read. But that's that. And on to, I just need to get a book from here, onto my Bookoplathon. So we are reading for Bookoplathon Tinker Tailor Schoolmum Spy, which obviously is part of my tour book. Saga Volume 2. You, Me on Vacation by Emily Henry. Very excited for this, and I will be hopefully doing a vlog of both Emily Henry books, this and Beach Read, because I wanted to do one, so the fact that I got this, I can now do that. So hopefully, if I've got time, do a vlog for that. Crimson Bound by Rosamund Hodge. We're also reading Harrow Lake by Kat Ellis. Very nervous about this one because it's certainly got spooky, creepy vibes. Concrete Rose by Angie Thomas. Very excited for this. This is like a prequel before The Hate You Give, and I love The Hate You Give. It was like still my most top favourite book. Very, very, very hit me hard. I still remember all these things, so I'm excited for this. We Were Liars by E. Lockhart, which I think is like a thriller possibly, but it's a very small book, so I'm excited to just read a short book. What We Devour by Lindsay Miller. I'm very excited to read this. I See Big Predictions. Run Rebel by Manjeet Man, which I also have on audio book as well. I think Concrete Rose is on audio as well. I think Concrete Rose on audio, so I've got the physicals, but I can also listen on audio as well. And lastly, for Bookoplathon, I will be also reading Kingdom of the Wicked by Kerry Manzikako. Really excited for this, like very excited for this. Like I am actually reading 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm reading a couple of fantasies this month actually. I'm reading a few crime thrillers, but I'm also reading a few fantasy, but see big things for this one. And I'm really excited to read this because the second book comes out in October. So I would have read this, and then when October comes, I would still have this fresh in my mind. So very excited for that. So yeah, all together, let's count how many books I need to read. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35 books, guys. 35 books. Am I going to do this? I have no bloody clue, but we're going to try. So yeah, that's all the books. I don't know if I'm going to do this. Like, I am planning to do, like, reading vlogs for Bookoplathon. I'm a bit nervous now. Now I've seen how many books there are to read. I'm nervous. But we're going to try. It's all that matters is fun. If I don't do it, I don't do it. Moving on. But yeah, thank you for watching. If any of these books you've read, let me know. And let me know if you think I'm going to love them or not. And yeah, I will see you all again sometime soon. Take care. Bye.